Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for a new AC Milan news live stream where I'll be giving you the latest news and rumors going on at AC Milan on a daily basis until the end of the winter transfer window. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, this is a perfect time to do it if you want to stay updated with everything going at the club. So let's get into today's news. Of course, the major discussion of the day is the deal between Milan and Cagliari involving Marco Storari and Gabriel. Now, I'm going to be explaining the details of this deal in just a moment, but I also want to speak about what I think about this potential or actual deal that went through today, because I did give my opinion on it yesterday, but some people weren't really sure of what I meant, and I'm gonna clarify some things that I mentioned on Twitter earlier today for those people that are following me. But getting into the details of this transaction between Milan and Cagliari. First of all, Gabriel has been sent to Cagliari for a 6-month loan deal that will take place until June 2017. After that, he will return to Milan. And besides this loan deal that happened today with Milan and Cagliari, Gabriel also has extended his contract until 2019 with Milan, which in my opinion is it's a big question mark for me, because at the beginning, this guy wanted to move out of Milan to get some playing time, yet he extends his contract for 2 more years, and he's not gonna get the playing time that he wants anyways, despite this extension of his contract. So that's what I'm questioning myself. Why has he really extended his contract knowing that he won't be getting all the playing time that he wants at Milan? But we'll soon see what happens with that. He also said it himself, he's happy about this new adventure that's going to be starting in just a few days with Cagliari. And he said, we'll take a look at what happens afterwards once the loan deal ends in June. So he said, everything about the future, we'll take care of that in July. For the moment, he wants to focus on his time at Cagliari. Now, speaking about Storari, initially, many reports were saying that this was going to be a loan swap. Gabriel going one way, Marco Storari going the other way. That was the end of the story. But what it appears to be right now is that Storari is actually joining on a 6-month contract as confirmed by AC Milan. In an official statement, they stated that that Storari is joining on a 6-month contract pretty much, because they never mentioned a loan swap between the two goalkeepers. They said that he's joining them until June 2017. So my guess is that Milan will actually be paying his wages for these 6 months rather than the usual thing that's being taken care of by the respective clubs when it comes to loan spells. But speaking about the whole situation, Storari coming to Milan, Gabriel going the other way, many people were confused by what I was saying today. And, I just wanted to clear things up, first of all, for you guys. Because yesterday I said that Milan were uncertain about Storari. Then this whole deal magically happened out of nowhere. What I mean by that is that magically they were interested again. So they changed their mind back and forth. That's what I'm guessing concerning the latest reports. But Storari is a good option. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that Gabriel is getting the playing time that he wants at Cagliari. I'm happy that he's going to be playing there. He's going to be getting that playing time that he wants. On the other hand, we're getting Storari, a goalkeeper that is experienced. He's 40 years of age. He's going to be working with Donnarumma. He's going to be working with Plizzari, trying to make them better. He's going to bring that experience. He's not going to be getting that playing time. This is more of an experience, I guess, for Storari, because he said it himself. He's going to be working with a young team. So I guess he was brought in to, kind of be that guy that brings in the experience to the youth players. But I don't have any problems with Storari. Many people think I have problems with Storari. Why am I saying this is a bad deal? I'm not saying that this is a bad deal. By all means, I'm happy that, a guy that wants to play is getting the playing time that he wants, and Storari, having the problems that he was getting at Cagliari, came to Milan, and he will be having another sort of experience, another sort of adventure with Milan for the third time now. Third time that Storari is playing with Milan. But what bothers me the most is another thing. And I've been thinking about this all day, and you know, this is the thing that really bothers me about the whole thing, especially when it comes to Milan. Because Milan, in the recent years, they've had this mindset that they have to accommodate any club that either wants to offload their players, or, you know, this guy's not playing, would you be interested in getting him? Oh sure, we're a club with open arms, let's welcome everyone in the world because we just, you know, we're a welcoming club. I don't care if you conceded 42 goals in the league, I don't care who you are, as long as you're not getting the playing time in your respective club, and you're good enough, or at least decent enough to play for Milan, come on in, we'll send you aboard. That's the type of mentality that Milan had in the past years. We've seen it with Boateng last year, when the guy didn't even play in Schalke for God knows how long. He was training, he wasn't training, I don't know what the whole situation was going there, and then out of nowhere, oh, you know what, Boateng, come back to us, we'll be your home for 6 months. Same thing going on with Storari. It's not that I'm complaining really, but I'm just trying to show you this mentality by Milan, and I don't like it. I don't like this mentality that they have. At the same time, you know, another thing that bothers me is that every time we tend to do favors for other clubs. Okay, Luiz, Adriano, you guys want him, we're going to be saving on the wages, you guys could have him for free. Boateng's not playing, bring him in. Marco Storari has problems with Cagliari, bring him in. Like, when do we ever get favors from other clubs? Do you ever see Milan getting favors from other clubs? Asking that guy, hey, can you give me your best player or whatever? Give me a player so I could use him? No, you never just see favors from other clubs going our way. So why are we always the club doing favors for others? That's one thing that pisses me off. Like I said, I have nothing against the whole deal with Gabriel and Storari. I could understand the deal, and I could I approve it. I honestly have no problems with it. What I do have a problem is the mentality for Milan, why they think like this. Why is it always have to be that we favor others and we never favor ourselves? That I will never understand. Maybe it will change with the new direction, with the Chinese coming in. Maybe that will all change. But at the moment, with Berlusconi and Galliani, I cannot get this thought out of my head. I've been thinking about it all day, and it just bothers me for some reason. But let me know what you guys think all about that in the comments section below. I'll be reading your thoughts and comments on all of that very soon. Now, the last thing I want to speak about is Luiz Adriano, because it appears to be that he's on his way to Russia. He should be undergoing his medical examinations tomorrow with Spartak Moscow before signing a contract with them. Now, I see a picture of him on the plane going to Russia. And it kind of brought me a few flashbacks from last January. If you guys recall, when he was on the plane to China, landed in China, and then the whole deal went to shit. Yeah, let's hope that's not the case again in these next few days. But Luiz Adriano is set to complete his medicals with Spartak Moscow tomorrow, and then after that he will be signing his contract. So like I said, not many news today. The major news was this exchange of goalkeepers between Milan and Cagliari for Storari and Gabriel. Really, there weren't any major updates considering any players that we are after, unfortunately. But, you know, once again, let me know your thoughts on what you guys think about this whole deal with Storari and Gabriel. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Storari coming there and not playing. If he starts playing games, then that's going to be another problem. I don't have a problem with him being there for the experience and Gabriel getting the playing time at Cagliari. The problem that I have is with Milan and their freaking mentality, because one day they're saying that they're not sure about him, the other day they're saying that they're sure about him, and, you know, we'll do you this favor because he's on bad terms with you guys, so we'll bring him in, no problem, you know, we just need a guy like Storari to lighten up our club, you know. That's the sort of mentality that I don't like this from the Milan right now, but let me know, maybe you guys think otherwise, no problem with that, but let me know what you guys think. Now, Silly Wonka says, Gio, that was Galliani. Things are going to change with the new owners. I certainly hope so, because this is definitely a Galliani type of move. And Silly Wonka, I think that you're absolutely correct. You know, this is a type of Galliani move. A typical Galliani move. Which I don't understand why you're trying to even be on good terms with Cagliari. Okay, you could be on good terms with them, but really, are they gonna like make you a favor in the long run or something? Chances are they will not. Anyways, Blake Production says this deal was to give Gabriel playing time and get a reliable and experienced reserve for Donnarumma. I've said it a million times. I know that's the case, and I've said it. I know that's what it is. And I'm happy that he did it for Gabriel, because the guy does deserve playing time for what he's done. I don't like the type of negotiations from Milan. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like the mentality, really. Like, why do we always have to accept this shit? That's what I don't understand. We always have to pick it up and keep it ourselves. I don't understand. Anyways, Jamie Muscat says, Milan's January so far sold a player for nothing and signed a useless 40-year-old goalkeeper when we need midfielder and wingers. I don't understand. Jimmy says, I think for Coppa Italia, Montella should try Plizzari, and it wouldn't be a bad option, even though I believe that Donnarumma will probably get the start just the same, even in the Coppa Italia. I would like to see Plizzari. Why not? I would definitely like to see Plizzari in the Coppa Italia. But at the same time, you know, I don't think that he will be getting the start. I think that Donnarumma will be chosen just the same. Did Galliani talk about Nicolo Barella while negotiating for goalkeepers? I don't think so. Esborn says, I don't think we need Storari. Gigio learned much when Abbiati was there last season, and he's getting better and mature. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, if you're trying to bring in the goalkeeper for experience, at that point, why didn't you just keep Abbiati? I understand Abbiati had the whole situation with him wanting to get out of the squad because he wasn't happy with what was happening at Milan last season, and I completely could agree with that with Abbiati. You know, a guy that's been playing at the club for so many years and having to witness such shit from Milan in those past few years, I would have probably done the same. But at the same time, why couldn't they just hire Abbiati or tell him, you know, come back, things are changing, we need you for these 6 months. Give him a fucking 6-month loan, 6-month contract for that instance, if you have to give Storari a 6-month contract. That's what I'm trying to say. Let Storari go to another club if that's the case, and send Gabriel to Cagliari just the same to give him some playing time. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Like, give some time. I would have preferred if Abbiati was staying, guys. I don't know, that's just me. K27 ISM says, Gio, I read that Montella had a meeting with Galliani. Any comment on what they might be discussing? I read about that too, and I did read that there was going to be a meeting. I'm not quite sure what they're speaking about. Technically speaking, I don't think they have many strategies for this Mercato. I think a lot of it is going to depend on maybe some last minute moves. If one guy's going to come one way, or another loan swap like we've seen with this Gabriel and Storari. But I'm not predicting any major signing at all. Maybe a surprise might come, but I really doubt it. I think they're talking more for the summer, even though Galliani isn't going to be part of it anymore. I think they're talking more about it for the summer Mercato. J Mud says, this is why Juventus is better. They don't do these types of moves. Now, I'm not going to say that Juventus is better, but I can clearly tell that they won't do stupid shit like this, that's for sure. Abdul says, we should have signed Donnarumma's brother instead of Storari. That would have been something, you know, to have the two brothers playing. Silly Wonka says, I wouldn't mind Memphis on loan, to be honest. Now, a lot of you guys have been speaking to me about Memphis Depay, and I haven't really spoke about him because all the sources in which he's coming from, or at least are suggesting about his move, are pretty much bullshit sources, like The Sun. Like, I'm not gonna read reports from The Sun. Like, if Sky or someone reliable is reporting something about Depay, I'm gonna talk about Depay. I'm not gonna just take any third-party source and say, oh, Memphis Depay is coming, let me talk about it on Rossoneri TV. No, because we are not clickbait. We are not about clickbait. We don't put titles just so people can look at our videos. We put the titles because these are actually news or reports or actual concrete rumors going on in the football world. We're not just going to put titles for the pie or talk about him because, oh, this one's talking about it. No, if it's real, then we're going to be talking about it. If not, I'm not going to be saying anything. Now, for those who may not know, says K227, he says, the Chinese are okay with loans but not buys. That is why they didn't want to waste money on Rossoneri, but it was okay to get Storari for free. Now, speaking about that, that's a very good point you make there, K27, because I spoke about this at the beginning of the winter transfer window, and many people, I don't know if they either understood or they didn't understand because they didn't want to, accept the fact that we won't be signing any big signing this winter, but the reason as to why the Chinese want to give their approval on the whole situation is because if they take ownership in March, if they take ownership and they get players in this January transfer window, if they sign players that they don't give a shit about when they take over in March and are looking for the future of this club, then what's the point for them? Why wouldn't they be able to have a say? And then they gotta keep players that they don't want at the club. They gotta think about selling them, loaning them out. They don't want to put up with this shit. That's why they prefer keeping players or getting players on loan, keeping them until June, and then decide whether to keep them or send them back to their club. If they want to sign them, that's another thing. But what I'm trying to say is that the Chinese want to have their say in this mercato because the future pretty much depends on them. If they're gonna get players in this mercato that they don't want in the long run, and Galliani's like, okay, let's get this guy, but if the Chinese come in March, it's like, I don't want this guy anymore. What, they're gonna sell him after 2-3 months? It's gonna make no sense at all. That's why the Chinese have to have their say in the mercato. I hope this clarifies it once and for all. A lot of people seems like they don't get it. I don't know why. But I've been explaining it for a few times. That is why the Chinese need their say in this mercato. Carlos Baca says, I'm kind of worried about playing Torino twice in a week. Definitely a good team. We have to play very good against them. Ruthwick says, Sun reported a few days ago that we were going to spend 128 million euros this January. BS journalism. And that's exactly why I don't mention bullshit reports. That's exactly why. Because that's not going to happen. These newspapers are all about clickbaiting. Okay? They're going to make you want to click on their articles so that you could view them and they could earn money off it. Here at Rossoneri TV, we do things seriously. We talk about the reports that are concrete, they're real, if they're close, if there's negotiations. This is the content that we talk about at Rossoneri TV. We're not talking about 128 million being spent in January because that's bullshit. We're not talking about Memphis Depay possibly coming to Milan because that's bullshit. And there's no negotiations going on at the moment. For all of those that are still hoping in negotiations going on between the clubs, there's nothing at all with that. So, the newspapers need to sell their shit. I understand that. But here we do things different. We're not going to be talking about anything that's not true, or at least coming from other unreliable sources. Is Onda going to China? No, he is not. There was interest from China, but his agent said that they have rejected those offers and they don't want him to go there. Onda and his agent. There were offers from Premier League clubs, MLS clubs, but there was interest from those clubs. There weren't offers. That's what I'm trying to say. So we'll see what happens with that. Sandro says, what do you think about Seedorf words? Young players are not enough to win titles. Zapata may be sold. Don't know anything about Zapata being sold. I don't think there's anything concrete about him being sold this winter. But considering Seedorf's words where he says young players are not enough to win titles, I completely agree. Because yes, I like that we're developing young players. I like the fact that we are, slowly evolving with these players. These players will become the future. But at the same time, we do need champions. We need winners. Guys that have already won titles and they know what it takes to win titles. So a good mix of these players would be ideal for us, I believe. No, there's no news on Akima store, says Abdi. Moving on, a lot of questions here, guys, so bear with me. Esborn says, do you think we can get a good result against Torino in the Cup? If we play like last game, then sure, Torino will gonna dominate and batter all over us. I beg that Montella sells Niang this January. It's gonna be very difficult against Torino. We have 2 games that are gonna be very, very difficult against them. You know, I think that it's gonna be tough. Mihajlovic, you know, he wants to seek revenge after that game where we won in the opening week in the Serie A 3-2. What a nightmare of a game that was, where we were up 3-1 and almost tied that game. Thank God for that Donnarumma penalty shot save at the last second. But it's gonna be a very, very difficult task. Very difficult task. You know, I just think that Mihajlovic is going to have his cards right for some reason, and he's going to get a result against us. At the San Siro, that's when we're playing on Thursday. Yes, we're playing on Thursday at home at the San Siro for the Cup match. I think that we need to go all out and get the win there. And we obviously need to get a result in the Serie A as well next week. But we are playing away to Torino in the Stadio Olimpico of Turin. And it's not an easy place to play. Hopefully we can get 2 positive results here. But we're going to have to see what happens. It's definitely going to be hard. Now, Anika says, Joe, do you think Montella should repeat Mihajlovic and debut Plizzari in an important match? Like I said, I would like to see Plizzari play. You know, why not? Give him the chance. I think he's capable of doing very good things. Obviously, he's not on Donnarumma's level just yet, but he's able of doing very good things. I've witnessed a lot of things from him. You know, I've saw matches, preseason matches. I saw highlights of him. I know that this guy is capable of doing good things. Will he be getting playing time in the Coppa Italia? We're gonna have to see. But my opinion is that Donnarumma gets a start once again on Thursday. Wow, lots of comments, guys. Aniket also says, Gio, I read that Honda is going to start the Coppa Italia match as Niang is suspended. Weakness on the wings already getting exposed. I read about that. I know that Niang is suspended, but I've also saw reports saying that Bonaventura is probably going to get the start now and not Honda. So it might be Bonaventura, Lapadula, and Suso up front. That's the trio that we might see on Thursday against Torino. Now, I will be doing a match preview tomorrow for the Coppa Italia match on Thursday. I'll be speaking all about the potential lineup and everything there. But the latest indications are actually suggesting that it's going to be Bonaventura, Lapadula, and Suso. I don't think that Honda will be getting a start this game. Jimmy says, I know, but I think someone should up in the market for the Chinese because they pay big money for old experienced players of big names, but not really worth for what Chinese pay for them. I think you're talking about the Chinese league. That's a different story. K27 says, we need to beat Torino in the next 2 games to show Belotti what he is missing out on. I completely agree. Milan should think for the future, says Jimmy. Milan Ultra says, did you know how rich our Chinese buyer is? To be honest, there's a lot of names going on, and it's not just one name. There's many names going on. Everything will be clearer in March when they do take over the club, if they do, hopefully. But there's just so many names at the moment. I cannot tell you just one name in particular. Carlos Trubaka says, if we have Honda playing on the wing, we are doomed. I doubt it though. Bona's got that position on lock. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Honda won't start on Thursday. I know there were reports saying that Honda might start now that Niang is suspended, but I do believe it's going to be Bonaventura starting on that left. What are your thoughts on Thiago Silva returning, says Marv. I'll be happy. I'll be happy for a return, but I don't think it's pretty possible at the moment. Dimitri says, I think that Milan play better with strong opponents rather than weak ones. I hope we will beat Torino back to back. Good observation. Definitely we play better against tougher opponents. Definitely. But sometimes we still have those lapses, and that's what really worries me the most, you know, because we still have those moments that we're not able to concentrate, we're not able to fully dominate games, or not even fully dominate, just, you know, control games. Sometimes we just have those lapses where we play 15 minutes like we're gods, and then the next 15 minutes we're absolutely trash. That's the sort of thing that Milan needs to work on. Concentration and consistency. Blake says Belotti has a release fee of 100 million euros. Yes, he does, but only for clubs outside of Italy. K27, Bacadula partnership, one for the future. Thoughts? I think I'm going to be doing a separate video on that because a lot of people are asking me, what do you think about playing a 4-4-2 with Bak and Lapadula? So, I don't know about making one this month, but I will definitely do it once the winter transfer window is done and I can make other sort of videos for you guys to watch. But I'll definitely have a discussion about Baka and Lapadula playing together. I definitely want to make a video on that because a lot of people are asking me what my thoughts are on that. Now, moving on, just a few more questions before I sign off. Jean-Luc Poulano says, imagine Pirlo would come back for one season to support the team and help develop Locatelli. Yeah, that's very unlikely, but that'll be funny. Nash says, AC Milan have asked to take Everton's Gerard Deulofeu on loan with a view to a permanent move in the summer. That's what they want. That's at least what the latest reports are suggesting. But at the moment, Everton cannot give an answer just yet to Milan, and it seems to be that we will have to find out by the end of January if we could get Deulofeu on loan with the option to buy or not. At the moment, Everton has players that are injured with the club, and they need backups. That is why they don't want to give up Deulofeu at the moment. Maybe one or two more questions before I leave. So if you guys have one last question to ask me, go for it. Tarapt is going to kill it at Genoa. Definitely a good player. I definitely liked when he was at Milan for that short time. He was killing it. He was doing amazing at Milan. Good luck to him. Hope for the best for Tarapt. Now that he's at Genoa. Nash says, where's Adriano? Is on his way to Russia. Is going to be signing a undergo a medical with them tomorrow, and with Spartak Moscow tomorrow, and then he's going to be signing the contract. Sandro Suso has won possession of final third more times than any other player in the Serie A this season. Yes, he's a very good player, not only with attacking wise, but also regaining the ball, regaining possession. He's a very key player to have at Milan. Yes, he's really on the plane to Moscow. He even posted a picture on his Instagram if you guys haven't seen that. One last question. I'm going to answer it from Marv. He says, Gio, once we get the money from the Chinese, should we go for Verratti? And thoughts on the player? I definitely love Verratti. He's an amazing player. You know, he's the heart of the Italian national team at the moment. You know, I just love him. I really like what he could do. Whether he will come to Milan or not, we're going to have to see. If the Chinese money comes in, you know, I don't see a problem with that. If we could get him, I'll be more than happy. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. So thank you all for joining me for another live stream. Tomorrow I'll be back, but I did want to make one last announcement before I leave. Tomorrow the live stream won't be at the same time as usual. It will be a bit later on, but stay tuned to the channel. Unfortunately, I have classes on Wednesdays that kind of conflict with my live stream start times, so we're gonna have to start later on Wednesdays, unfortunately, but not too much late, just like an hour or an hour and a half later than the usual. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be posting the time and all of that tomorrow, so just stay tuned to the channel so you guys know exactly when to come on. So tomorrow is gonna be the match preview for the Milan-Torino game in the Coppa Italia match on Thursday. Then on Thursday, there's going to be obviously the live stream watch along throughout the game, where you guys could interact with me in real time. And obviously, it's going to be followed by the match review after the game. And on Friday, we're back with the transfer dailies. So that's pretty much the updates so far for the week. I'm going to give you more updates as the week progresses. But tomorrow, once again, it won't be at the same time as usual. It'll be a bit later. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel to find out exactly when I'll be live. Once again, thank you all for joining today. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan on a daily basis. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another video. This has been Gio, signing off. And as always, Forza Milan!